What's cooking? Today we are making oxtails. Oh, my favorites. I love oxtail. All right, so I bought me 2 oxtails, and they're not cheap, let me tell you. They are expensive little bastards, but they are good. So all they did right now was just brown them up. So again, this is 2 oxtails right there, and browned them up in some oil. That's it. Now I'm getting my rag out ready. I am using onion and carrots, just a little bit of celery, a little bit of green peppers, some garlic, and some tomatoes. And I'm gonna have black beans and rice with it. You can do whatever rice you want. Yellow rice is traditional, but I'm gonna do black beans and rice with mine. And we're gonna need salt and some peppercorns and some flour. We gotta have some flour. All right. So first things first, we're gonna get rid of this oil. Dump that out and start with new pan or clean pan. Okay, I emptied out the grease into my grease pan there, or grease fat can, whatever the hell it is. So I want to leave the little bits in there, but I just dumped out the oil. And now we're going to take and put our onions in there, and we're going to start getting them ready. Let me heat back up a little bit. There we go. So get the onions and your veggies in. Almost forgot the last ingredient. The most important, a bottle of red, deep burgundy wine. I'm using this right here, and it is a deep red wine. Good cooking wine. If you don't have wine, don't sweat it. Use beef broth. You can substitute with that. The wine makes it a little bit better, but yeah, you can use broth. Okay, my pan is pretty dry, so I'm going to add some olive oil to this. I fried my oxtails in just regular vegetable oil or something like that, and you want to get rid of that because you don't want an oily rag out. So, you know, get rid of that. Olive oil is fine. Avocado oil is fine. Something like that to saute your vegetables in. That's just fine. But don't use a vegetable oil, corn oil, canola, anything like that. That just makes the shit really oily. Now, once you get them started on your oxtails, they'll make grease also. So you don't need a lot because they got fat on them. Once it starts rendering, it's going to make a lot of grease for you. So you can only need a little bit if you got to use something different. Okay, let's get our carrots in there. Carrots, you slice on an angle. When you slice your carrot, instead of going straight down, slice on an angle like so. That's what you want. That's the proper way. So let's get our veggies in there. We're just going to go ahead and get them all in there. Okay, let's stir that up. Probably could use a little bit more onion, I think, but you want to use a couple large onions. All I got is small onions, and I use 3 small onions because that's all I got is small onions. I could put another one in there, I suppose, but this is what I got. But you should use 2 large, and I only got these little suckers, so these are like small. So, anyways, I think we're good enough. I mean, that'll be my rag out for all that meat. Once I get the tomatoes in there, you can use tomato puree or tomatoes, chopped tomatoes or whatever, canned tomatoes, whatever they're called. You can use 3 cans of that or a couple cans of tomato puree. Traditional way is tomato puree, but tomatoes break down just as well if you get the small chopped tomatoes like this. All right. You can get the pepper and garlic. That's fine because you're putting that in here anyways. Again, I probably used six carrots, 2 large onions, one little part of a bell pepper. Took it from the bottom and cut off one lump, and then a half a stalk of celery. Well, about that much is left of it, and I cut the top off of it. I used about from here to here. I used the heart. So left about that much on the end and cut the top off. So just a little bit, about what, maybe that's probably less than a half a cup. Okay, let's get our bottle of wine open. I gotta get that open, that's next. Okay, turn the heat up on your vegetables now to, I'm on number 8. I was sauteing them around the number 5.5. Now get the pan back to hot so we can kind of deglaze it with our wine. Actually, we're going to throw in our flour first. We're going to throw in about a 1/4 cup of flour. Right about like that. Good. Okay, 1/4 cup of flour roughly. Mix that in your veggies. Good, 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 good. And then we'll deglaze. You want the flour so your rag out thickens up. You don't want a runny old rag out, right? Your rag out should be nice and thick, and if you want it hot, go ahead and add, peppers, like a hot pepper or something like that. You can add a jalapeno to it. Red pepper. I'm going to use some Caribbean jerk in here also, right there. That's what I use, Caribbean jerk. It has hot peppers in it, so this is really good. You can use red pepper and or like jalapeno, something like that if you like it really hot. I don't like mine really hot. I like the flavor with a little hint of hot. Okay, that looks pretty good. So now we're going to deglaze about 2 cups of wine. Put in our first cup and stir. That'll deglaze the pan a little bit. Let's get her started. Woo! Man, I love oxtail. Baby, so good. There's a million ways to make this, everybody makes it a little bit different. So not everybody is going to make it the same way. So there was a cup, let's put another cup in. There we go, one for me. Ooh, that's pretty good. Dream time. I bet. Drink that whole bottle. Woo! I got some alcohol in there. All right, here we go. So we got our veggies, our flour, our wine. There we go. That's what we're looking for. Beautiful. Okay, next we're going to add salt. About 2 teaspoons of salt. 1, 2. I use coarse salt. Good coarse salt. I don't use that fine stuff. I like coarse salt. And then we're going to add in our Caribbean jerk. I'm going to add in about, a good tablespoon, maybe 2. There we go. Beautiful. Now, let's get some tomatoes in there. 1 can. 2 cans. I'm doing 3 cans. And 3 cans. Yeah. Like I said, these tomatoes, you're going to simmer your oxtail for at least 2 hours. This is going to simmer in here until they just become gelatinously falling apart, kind of. You want to be able to bite into them, and that fat and whatever, just you can just suck it right down with a straw. All right, that's what we're looking for, gelatinousness of them oxtail. But there's our ragout. This all cooked down into a sauce, except for your carrots. You should have a few chunks of carrots, but a lot of them are cooked down too. All right, I like a little bigger onion, so I chop mine bigger. You can chop them smaller if you want to, dice them. That's a good traditional way, but I like I like bites of stuff when I get it. I want a piece of onion when I eat it, mix it with my black beans and rice. That's what I'm gonna make with mine, black beans and rice. Again, you can make yellow rice. That's traditional. Yellow rice is traditional to go with it. But I'm doing black beans and rice. You can do whatever you want. If you just want white rice, use white rice. Now, we need some peppercorns. Just regular old peppercorn. You don't need a lot of peppercorn, just a few like so. Give it some flavor. You already got your heat in there from red pepper or jalapeno, whatever. Whatever you're using for heat, you already got that in there. I'm using the Caribbean jerk and a little bit of black pepper corns. Okay, now we're going to add in some good paprika. You want a good teaspoon to 2 of paprika. Right there, that's more than enough. Beautiful. All right, then you want about 3 cups of water. It's about 1.5 cups. I'm using bottled water. Okay, here we go. We got our water in there. Now she's coming together. Now keep your heat nice and high until it comes to a boil. I got it in high heat now. Once it comes to a boil, and now we want to add our garlic in there. I like garlic, so I'm going to use, where the hell is it? Right here. I'm out of fresh garlic, or I'd be using fresh garlic. So I got to use chopped garlic. And you can get it in chopped or minced. I got chopped here. So, but if you can use garlic however you want on yours, depending on how much you like it or don't like it. I love it, so I'm going to use a lot of it. So you can normally just use like 2 big cloves if you got fresh. 2 big cloves is plenty. Just chop it up and toss it in. Great. If not, a couple tablespoons of this, or at least 2 teaspoons. If you don't like garlic, at least a teaspoon. And this is chopped garlic, so we're going to toss that right in there. Like that. And that gives me a nice amount there. Yep. Okay. Get that in there. Beautiful. That's going to be a great ragout right there. Damn, I hope my pan's big enough to get all them in there without overflowing now. Oh. Yum. Okay. Actually, I need more salt. I put in 2 teaspoons. It's supposed to be 4. So I need 2 more. Which on the coarse stuff is just a 3-finger pinch. That's about a teaspoon. All right. And 1 to grow on. Okay. So we got our salt in there. I got a lot of tomato in there. So tomato sucks up salt. There we go. And then we're going to put our oxtail in there and we're going to let it simmer. That's all there is to this. That's it. You just seen what the ragout is here. This is a great ragout, let me tell you. And once you get that going and this thickens up and your oxtails are with it and you have some black beans and rice, oh my God, and you're slurping all that together. You can have a piece of homemade bread, some flat bread if you know how to make it. Great. It's really good with it. Something like that, or a flour shell, even if and burn it on your stovetop. That's really good too. But some type of piece of bread to roll it up and slop up the sloppiness. Okay, let's get our oxtails in there. Let's see if I got enough room. Get the big ones in first, because them are the most important ones. We'll go big down to small. I don't know. Uh-huh. That one is full, baby. She is full. And all the little ones too. Even though there's no meat on these give flavor. And you know, if you got a dog or something, they're great to give to them as they're sitting there begging. All right, there we go. And that is all there is to it, my friend. And I probably will have a boil over. Whoa. Yeah, without a doubt, I'll probably have a boil over. But it is what it is. So we'll leave the lid off for a while, let it simmer out a little bit of that water. Once it comes to a boil, turn it down and just let it bubble like this, just a little bit heavier than that, but that's all you want. Once you get this to a rolling boil and everything gets all hot and incorporated, turn it down to where it's just got a nice little bubbly simmer for 2 hours, and then I can put my lid back on it. But if you can get your lid on yours, get your lid on it and just leave it alone for 2 hours. Keep some extra water handy too, just in case it gets too thick too fast. Add a little more water, because the flour is going to thicken it up. Remember, we put the flour in there, so that's going to thicken it up. You can every once in a while pull the lid up and, you know, scrape it a little bit on the bottom to make sure it's not sticking. You know, you don't want no sticking. But definitely try and keep the bigger pieces down in there, because you want, like I said, you want that stuff to just be gelatinously yummy when it's all done. These should be just so tender that you can just literally suck the fat and meat off of it all at the same time. That's what we're after. Okay, so it is simmering away right there. That's about what you want right there. Not too heavy of a boil. Maybe I won't get a boil over, but like I said, every once in a while get up under there and get that stirred. And I'm gonna make a mess, I know that. I'm gonna have a stove to clean up, but it is what it is. Oh yeah, that's gonna be good. Oh, I can't wait to have that. Oh, so it is 10 to 5, so it'll be around 7, between 7 and 8 o'clock, depending on how good the oxtails cook. If you gotta cook them longer, you gotta cook them longer, but don't stop until they become tender gelatinousness. So I can't show you any more, so I'm gonna stop the video, and that's that. That's all there is to it. If you want to make it, you just seen how to do it. And that's what's cooking. Oxtail.